ready because guess what? We got invited to have chai with Sumit's parents.
It's meet the parents' time.
What? Sumit's mum finally accepting Jenny? I can't believe my eyes and ears, and maybe for good reason, because perhaps this isn't as genuine as it seems.
I'm so happy you guys are here, especially Mom.
Jenny calling Sumit's mum mum while being older than her must hurt like a dagger to the heart. But before we unpack just how real this acceptance is, let's start at the beginning. In fact, let's start with an email that I received. You see, a few months back, I was contacted by an anonymous person from Jenny and Sumit's inner circle. Jenny, Sumit, if you're watching this, you might want to be careful with who you're hanging out with. Now, this person was trying to sell me photos. They wanted quite a lot of money, thousands of dollars for these said photos. Now, I passed on the opportunity, but I was always curious about what these photos could be. I thought maybe there's some incriminating evidence of Sumit cheating, perhaps they're breaking up, or more likely, I suspected that there's been a family reunion. But all isn't as it seems, and we'll get to that shortly. So this brings us full circle back to today. Back to their latest 90-Day Diaries episode. So what is the latest with Jenny and Sumit? Where are they today?
I'm running or is a part of a cooking business, and that's how we are living our life together.
This is where all the magic happens.
Interesting. So when he says he's running or he's just a part of a cooking business, I'm not sure if that's the same cooking business that he was previously involved in with his friend. At the very least, it certainly appears to be a different location. Perhaps we can also read into that it's a new venture altogether. But either way, things appear to be going well.
We open a cloud kitchen, and it's good. Like we are now have a good customer base, and my cooking is improving.
Now, as I'm sure you recall, when Sumit broke the news to Jenny on their honeymoon that he'd be starting a new job and would be spending all his waking hours trying to grow the business, Jenny nearly had a heart attack. She really wasn't pleased. She hated the idea of her husband being away from her. But it seems like they may have found the perfect solution. You see, by the sounds of things, they're working on it together. Jenny also plays a pivotal role in this business.
I always test all my dishes on Jenny. Jenny is used.
Right now, you're going to get my honest opinion how this is. Should we add this to the menu?
Yeah, that's what I want.
It might sound cute on paper, but I wonder how much of this situation is because Jenny is still very, very dependent on Sumit. She says that she loves India, and I've got no reason to doubt her. But she still hasn't picked up the language. We saw just how much difficulty she had with day-to-day life alone, and I wonder, regardless of how they try to spin this, if she just really struggles with being at home alone without him there.
I didn't fight this hard to marry Sumit so that he can go off and work 6 days a week and leave me home alone. The flavor is very good. I like it with the spinach.
I'm proud of myself.
I am proud of you too, baby. This is really good.
So while Sumit's cooking passes the test and financially they seem to be on track, let's talk about the elephant that's always been in the room with these two. Let's talk about Sumit's parents. That's always been the primary issue in their relationship.
मैं शादी करने की सोच रहा हूँ. दोबारा परमिशन मांगता हूँ.
तूने शादी कर ली. उस दिन हमारी लाश पर से गुजरना होगा तेरे को.
But we went ahead and got married anyway.
So they've been married for a year and a half at this point, and while things aren't perfect, they are better than they used to be. You see, as you probably recall, out of the blue in the last tell-all, Sumit's dad actually gave their marriage his blessing.
Sumit and Jenny have blessings from me.
Your father's blessing. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, like, I was shocked. I was so surprised.
But there was a notable omission from that blessing. His mum. it was always going to be a much harder prospect to win her approval. And that's hardly a surprising prospect given her son married someone twice his age. That really wasn't an easy pill for Sumit's mum to swallow, particularly in Indian society with the judgment of all their community. Throughout her entire time on the show, she did her very best to ridicule and embarrass Jenny. She tried really hard to split Jenny and Sumit up.
Don't understand you, Sadhna.
कुछ नहीं आता कुछ नहीं हुआ बेकार है
Okay.
We're still holding out for Mom's approval. She'll be visiting us in a couple of days, and she's always been the hardest one to get approval from, so we're just hoping for the best.
We're hoping for the best, says Jenny. Hope being the operative word. It's more in hope than expectation. So why are they still clinging on to hope? Well, Sumit feels that his dad's public blessing might put pressure on his mum to follow suit, or at the very least it will be easier for her to do so. And in fact, as they're eating Sumit's experimental dish, they reveal that an olive branch has been extended.
Like I feel like I was very happy when my mother called and wished you Happy New Year.
Me too. I can't get over that. I was
it.
so surprised.
That was a surprise for me too.
Wow, calling of her own accord to wish Happy New Year is definitely making progress for a woman who once threatened to kill herself if Sumit ever married Jenny. Jenny, quite rightly, says that this is a positive step in the right direction, and that's definitely a good attitude to take into their meeting that's happening in a few days' time.
We got invited to have chai with Sumit's parents, and I'm so nervous. I waved my hair a little bit, trying to look nice.
I don't blame Jenny for being nervous. I mean, her meetings with Sumit's parents have always been disastrous in the past. Now, as for Jenny's new hairstyle, well, perhaps arguably it does make her look a bit younger. But unfortunately, it's going to take a lot more than a new hairstyle to make Sumit's mum just forget about their age difference.
The last time I saw Sumit's mom was when he told her that we were married, and the outcome of that meeting wasn't very good.
You there?
Yeah.
No.
So it's been about 1.5 years since Jenny and Sumit's mum last came face to face. The meeting is being held at a neutral spot. They're meeting at a tea stand. And as they all take their seats, it's nice to see that Sumit's mum is coming into this meeting with a smile on her face. But smile or no smile, we all know that this is going to be a tense and awkward encounter.
I'm so happy you guys are here, especially Mom.
I always forget just how annoying Sumit can be in these situations. He's the glue here, right? He's the bridge between his parents and Jenny. It should be his job to take charge of the conversation, but he doesn't. He just sits there awkwardly, forcing Jenny to take the reins. It's exactly the same playbook he adopted the last time they all met, and we all remember how that went.
Sumit told me not to talk, but he's not saying anything at all. It's making me more nervous, and it's very awkward.
काफी कुछ बदल गया है हम सब फिर से एक साथ हैं खुश हैं हंस रहे हैं अच्छी बात है
Like mother, like son, Sumit's mum is also very quiet during this encounter. She is entirely happy for her husband to do all the talking. But that aside, overall the intentions seem to be really good. Sumit's mum's stance seems to have really mellowed out over the last 1.5 years. She's apparently backtracked from her decision to cut Sumit out of her life.
पहले थिंकिंग की वो धीरे-धीरे चेंज हो गई कि जो कुछ भी लाइफ में हो रहा है आप सब चीजें बदल नहीं सकते तो बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसे होते हैं जो you have to accept as it is
Now, is it just me, or does Sumit's mum kind of look like she's been brought there at gunpoint? She looks really, really uncomfortable. It all seems very fake. Nonetheless, this simple act of her just being there does mean a lot to Jenny and Sumit. And as Jenny said earlier, there is no doubting that this is a step in the right direction. But when a producer asks Sumit's mum whether she's accepted Jenny, her response is very telling. It's the what else is there to do that really shows how she feels. We all know that Sumit's mum will never like this situation. She'll always be rooting against their marriage. I'm sorry, it's true. But what has changed is she's come to the realization she's not going to be able to win this by being stubborn. Her hopes that maybe the marriage might fail aren't coming true. So now she knows that if she doesn't change her views, she's gonna lose her son forever. So while inside she might not approve, what else can she do?
All I can say is thank you so much for finally loving me. I know I love you guys.
I totally get that Jenny's feeling emotional about being accepted, but it's jarring to hear a 65-year-old woman call Sumit's mum mum and thank her for loving her. I don't know, there's something childish about that, but then again, there's something childish about Jenny that I just can't put my finger on. She has a childish, dare I say it, an irresponsible nature to her, doesn't she? So yeah, on the surface, this meeting is supposed to convince us that everything's fine. We're supposed to believe that they're taking steps to being one big happy family. Yet, I think it's very significant that Sumit and his mum have barely said a word to each other. The thing is, Jenny seems oblivious to that.
So I went into this hoping for acceptance, and wow, I got more than I asked for, more than I expected. I feel like I'm on the other side of this.
Now, while the family fighting has been because of Jenny, that doesn't mean this is all about Jenny. A little more encouragement and support of Sumit healing his relationship with his mum probably wouldn't have gone amiss. But that is going to take a long process. So for now, maybe they should start small. Maybe they should start with a hug.
Sumit has never gave up on his parents and being hopeful. And now here we are, and it's really actually happening. They see us together, we're married, we're happy, we love each other.
As they're all getting up to leave, Sumit awkwardly taps his mum on the shoulder and goes in for a one-armed hug. It's so sweet to see the smile that lights up on his face when his mum returns it. And while she doesn't exactly have the same smile on her face when she hugs Jenny, the fact that she does hug Jenny is a sign that there's a truce.
And finally it looks like that achieved that, my family looking happy together, and that's one of the best thing I can ever get in my life.
Yeah, this is a step in the right direction, but if Sumit's mum is just putting on a mask, if this is all a facade just to make her family happy, then it'll be interesting to see how long she can keep that up. Will it actually be possible to grow a relationship with her daughter-in-law? Or probably more likely, should I expect an email one day telling me this has all gone south?